Hello, I'm Dan from Fishbulb Films, and this is our review of the Tilta Nucleus Nano wireless lens control system. We've found that since investing in a wireless follow focus system that it's an incredibly helpful tool on every film shoot. It allows the camera operator the freedom of framing up shots and moving about without the worry of knocking the first AC out of the way. So is the Nucleus Nano from Tilta worth investing in? Well, first let's have a look at it and see what exactly you get in the box. So you get the hand wheel controller, which your camera assistant uses obviously to pull focus. You get the wireless follow focus motor, which attaches to your camera rig. You also get a rod mounting base plate, some hex screws and Allen keys in this little bag. You get a micro USB cable as well as part of the package, 2 rechargeable batteries, a 100mm aluminium rod, and the battery charger. So let's start off by putting it onto our rig and seeing it in action. So the clue's in the name, it's tiny. So it can easily fit onto our rig here. So simply what I need to do is first of all take off our handles on the rig. And slot the motor directly onto our rod system. I put the handles back on. And that's it, it's literally as simple as that. So once you've got the motor in situ and your handles back on, what you need to do is get the motor engaged with the lens. So we've already lined it up a little bit. We just need to loosen it off and once again, just bring it so that it's nicely engaged with the motor before properly tightening it up. Now it does need power, and for that we've got a right-angled micro USB, which I have here. This particular one didn't come with this set, so as you saw previously, this one does come with the kit. We prefer to use a right-angled USB just because it's a little bit safer on the rig, and it was just a few pounds on Amazon, so it's definitely worth investing in. So the way this works is, if I just turn the rig around, just to show you. The USB just goes into the side of our pinch here. It's a Lampart pinch. Not all pinches have USB output, so you do need to look at what powering options you've got available to you. Luckily for us, the Lampart does have a USB output. And then this cable, with it being coiled, just runs down the side of the rig and goes into the back of the motor. It's a little bit fiddly because it is so small, but it simply plugs in like that, and you can see now that we do have power on the motor. From here, you can take the hand wheel controller, place a charged battery into it. So you literally just open up this door here, place a battery in and shut it again, and power it on by pressing and holding the record button. Now you have to make sure that both the motor and the hand wheel controller are on the same channel, otherwise it doesn't work. It took us a little while to work out how to actually change the channel on this, as it's not mentioned in the instructions, but all you need to do is double tap onto either the buttons, the up and down buttons on the controller, or the up and down buttons on the motor. So double tap, and you can see that we can change channel like that. I'll keep it on 5 so that I don't need to change the controller. Next, what you need to do is calibrate the motor, and that's something you have to do every time that you change lens. To do this, what you need to do is press this little button here, marked Cal, obviously calibration, so you press and hold it, and you'll see that on the screen when I press it, it comes up with calibrate in 3, 2, 1, and now we can see on the lens that it is calibrating. And effectively what this is doing is it's teaching the motor what the focal limits of the lens are. And if you don't do it, you end up at the risk of burning out the motor, damaging the lens, whilst sort of trying to change the focus when it's already at its limit. So it's something that you have to do with every single lens change just to ensure that you're not going to damage anything when using this system. So there you have it. The Nucleus Nano follow focus is attached and working. You can see here that the focus is changing as I change the wheel with no problems whatsoever on our Samyang 35mm lens. On one of our previous videos where we built this camera up with the Nucleus Nano, we were asked whether it can handle professional cine glass, and I'm happy to say that yes, it can. For our latest short film, Dead Air, we used a set of Cooke Mini S4s with the Nucleus Nano, and it handled them like a dream. If anything, the Cooke lenses were actually a little bit easier than the Samyangs. Obviously, it's dependent on the lenses. It's worth testing them with different ones, but with the Cooke S4 Minis specifically, we can say that yes, they do work. The other thing to mention, if you're using lenses that don't have the teeth on the outside body of the lens, is that Tilta actually supply a couple of them that you can sort of add to sort of more photography based lenses and things like that. So you very sort of simply open these teeth up, adjust them so that they are the same diameter as your lens, put it back together, and then, as you can sort of see, that can sit on a photography lens, and there's a more manual calibration method that you have to use when using these, because obviously photography lenses don't have hard focal stops on them, but it's certainly a really good option if you're not using something like the Samyang lenses for your film productions.
Just a quick break to remind you that here at Fishbowl we don't just produce product reviews. Our YouTube channel is always being updated with loads of content such as behind the scenes videos from our latest projects, how-to videos, and interviews with industry professionals. So hit the subscribe button and make sure you're the first to see these brand new videos.
So moving on to our favourite bit of the Nucleus Nano, it's the programmable hard stops. Now the hard stops are amazing for quick focus pulls or shots where you only have one crack at it to make sure that focus is perfect. So how it works is you first find your focus point. So what I'm going to do is just turn the camera around. I'm going to start it recording so that I can show you at the same time what's happening on my monitor. So I've now set the camera up to be facing the poster of The Nail That Sticks Out, which was the award-winning film we shot before Dead Air. And just a little bit of shameless self-promotion there. And I'm just going to use the system to focus on that poster. And once I'm happy, I'm going to demonstrate how these hard stops actually work. So on the controller, all you need to do is press the record button, and on the screen you'll get rec come up. And once you're happy, you press the set button, and that creates point A on the screen. So now at the moment we've got A hyphen and then nothing. So now obviously we need to set our point B. So I'm going to just completely put it out of focus, and I'm going to press set again, and now I've got point A and point B. So effectively what this does is it changes the wheel, the control wheel, to being the entire focal length that the lens offers to being just between those 2 points that you've set. So you're still traveling the entire distance of that wheel, and as you can see at this point it's in focus, and that's the point where I set it. So even if you're going to do a very, very small, minute focus pull, you'd still be using the entire 360 on the controller, which is great for making very, very minor adjustments. We use these hard stops on Dead Air, and you can see here where Lester realises he's got a phone call. He looks down to the red light and the camera focus follows his eye line, all done through hard stops to ensure that we've got the movement straight away. So of course you could have the controller attached to your camera, so either the operator or First AC with a monitor can pull focus on the camera. However, if you've got the luxury of having a First AC on a small shoot, why not have them a little bit further away with their own camera assist monitor? In fact, you could have them a whole 300 feet away and still pulling focus, as the Nano has a very impressive wireless distance to it. Whilst we're here, let's test out the latency of the follow focus. Tilta say that there is no delay, and well, we've tested it pretty seamlessly, and as you'll be able to see on the split screen here as I focus, there is very little to, well, no delay on this device. which is obviously essential for quickly pulling focus accurately. Any downsides? Well, yes, the charger leaves a little bit to be desired. As you can see, the battery is a rechargeable 3.7 volt lithium battery, and this is the charger that comes with it. And when we first plugged this charger in, it started smoking. So when we eventually got a replacement from Tilta, it seemed that the first charger had actually destroyed one of our batteries, and we've since had to replace them. Luckily, you can plug the hand wheeler in via the USB, which is also very, very useful. Something that saved our skin when we didn't have any batteries, but the battery charger is something that certainly needs to be improved by Tilta. Now, obviously, if your first AC is wandering around the set, it's quite a small unit to misplace. You put it down somewhere, have a cup of tea, and then you don't know where your follow focus has gone. So Tilta also include this, not the handle, but this sort of little base plate, which is actually designed to attach this to your camera rig. But what we've done here is we've put it on a lanyard, attached it to our spare small rig handle, and it literally just clips onto it. Obviously it's easily removable, it's a quick release plate, but you can lock it on, and then you've got something a little bit more substantial to hold on to whilst you are focus pulling, and a handy lanyard to put it around your neck when you are walking around set. Now, the cost of this unit is an absolute bargain. At just under £250, Tilta really have made a product which has made wireless follow focus a reality for many filmmakers working on a budget. Compared with other units such as ones from Teradek, which come in into the thousands, this really is a fantastic solution for simple focus pulling tasks on small to medium productions.